Good morning, class. Welcome to the end of our grammar story. We're going to hear the end of Robin Hood. So we're starting at what would be week 25. Okay? "Aye," replied Robin to his worthy opponent, "you're a tall, brave one too, for I have never faced from here to Canterbury a man who could topple me off a bridge as you have done." Suddenly, the distant twigs and branches rustled with the coming of men, a score or two of strong yeomen. They burst from their hiding places with Robin's steadfast friend Will Stutely in front. "Good master," cried Will, "how is this? You're drenched from head to foot." "Well, my friend," answered Robin, still amused, "this stout fellow has tumbled me into the water and has given me a beating." "Then he will not go without a trouncing and ducking himself," cried Will Stutely. "Have at him, lads." At that, Will and 20 other men sprang upon the stranger. Although they moved quickly, the giant was ready, striking down men with his stout staff. Slowly and surely, however, he was pressed down by the considerable number of men. "Wait! Everybody, back off!" called Robin, convulsing with laughter until his sore sides ached again. "He is a blameless man, so harm him no more." Openly, Robin then set forth his proposal. "Hark you, honest stranger, will you stay with me and be one of us?" Robin continued, "You will be given 3 suits of Lincoln green each year, and partake of a share in the lucrative things that come our way. You shall enjoy succulent venison and the stoutest tasting ale. I will appoint you my right-hand man, for never have I watched such an able staff fighter. Tell me, will you become one of my men?" "That I know not," replied the stranger sorely, since he was still nettled about his thrashing. "If you handle your bow and arrows worse than your handmaid's staff, I won't. You're not fit to be a yeoman in my own country." He paused for a moment. "If there's any man here who can shoot better than I can," he finally conceded, "then I will consider joining you." Robin accepted the challenge. "I stoop to you as I have never stooped to man before. Friend Stutely, cut down a white piece of bark 4 fingers tall and wide. Nail it 80 yards distant on yonder white oak. If, stranger, you hit that target, then you can dub yourself an archer." "Aye, I surely will strike the mark," answered he. "Hand me a stout bow and a straight, broad arrow. If I hit it not, thrash me blue with bowstrings." He chose a bow and a straight shaft, which was well feathered and smooth. He stepped up to the mark with alacrity. Meanwhile, Robin's men, who lay off to the side of the prodigious oak, watched as the stranger shot at the small white square fixed to its front. Deftly he drew the arrow to his cheek and loosed the shaft, sending it so straight down the path that it cleft the mark in the very center. "Aha! Beat that if you can!" cried he. Even the yeomen clapped their hands at such an unexpected keen shot. Taking up his bow and nocking an arrow with care, Robin Hood shot with unparalleled skill. Straight flew the arrow, piercing right through the stranger's shaft and splintering it. Then all the yeomen leaped to their feet and shouted for joy that their master had shot so flawlessly. "By the great yew bow of St. Withold," cried the stranger, "that is a shot indeed! Never have I witnessed its like in all my life. Truly, I will be your man henceforth and aye." "Then I have gained a superior man this day," affirmed their sportive leader. "What name do you go by, good fellow?" "Where I come from, men call me John Little," responded the stranger proudly. Then Will Stutely, who enjoyed a humorous quip, spoke up. "No, little stranger, I do not like your name, but would not have it any other way. Since Little is indeed your true name, and clearly you're small of bone and tendons, you shall fittingly be named Little John, and I will be your godfather." Then Robin Hood and his entire band guffawed out loud until the stranger began to grow enraged. "You dare make a fool of me after witnessing my skill with the staff?" snapped John Little. "You will have sore bones, and such misfortune will come post-haste." "No, my capital fellow," urged Robin Hood, "calm your rage, for the name actually fits you well. From this day we will address you as Little John. Come, my merry men, we will prepare a christening feast for our new fair infant." Turning their backs upon the stream, the men plunged into the forest and retraced their steps until they reached their dwelling deep within the ancient woodland, which had never yet been surveyed. In a clearing they had built huts from bark and branches of trees and fashioned couches of soft brush covered with deerskin. An oak with branches spread broadly round stood there. Beneath the oak was a seat of downy green moss where Robin Hood was positioned to sit, feasting and enjoying merrymaking with his fearless men. Here they found the rest of the band who had recently returned with a brace of well-fed deer. Then they built great fires, and after a time roasted the does. They brought forth a large barrel of ale. When the feast was prepared, they settled down on the verdant green in the clearing. Robin Hood placed Little John at his right hand. From that time forward, he was to be second in command, as Robin had promised after their valorous interchange in the forest. And there you go, guys. There is the whole story of Robin Hood from our year of grammar. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed all of the read alouds. It's been a pleasure doing them.